Minister Shigeru Ishiba has stepped down. Remember, after 11 months, just 11 months after taking office, this decision has come amid the kind of internal party pressure that he has seen and a turning point in tariff negotiations with the United States of America. Shigeru Ishiba made this announcement a short while back. Remember, he's facing mounting criticism within his own LDP, or the Liberal Democratic Party, after two poor showings in the elections. Those July elections were terrible for his party LDP. Senior party leaders had been calling on him to take responsibility for the defeat, but Ishiba himself had framed his exit around the trade policy. For months, remember, he had called the ongoing tariff talks with Washington a national crisis. Earlier in the week, negotiators reached a milestone agreement lowering tariffs on Japanese auto exports and easing pressure on the key sectors. In fact, Ishiba added, and I quote him, "With the U.S. tariff negotiation reaching a certain phase, I believe now is the appropriate timing. I decided to give way to the next generation," unquote. So now Shigeru Ishiba steps down under pressure for electoral defeats, but pointing to the end of a crucial tariff chapter as the moment to pass the baton on to the next generation. The question now, of course, is who takes over and how Japan will navigate the next stage of its trade relationship with US. But listen in to what Shigeru Ishiba has said a while back.
And the thoughts of the people and the thoughts of the party, it's about how we think about the gap between the two. We always need to think about this. And I would not deny that there were various views on this. However, if the government is not functioning, this is not something that should happen for the benefit of the people, and that's why I decided to do this.
All right, let me go across to my colleague Rishabh for more on this. Rishabh, this was being talked about a lot, he's been facing this criticism from within his own party and allies since the July elections were lost by the LDP coalition. But now we finally got that formal resignation of Shigeru Ishiba. What now? And take us through what really led to this final moment where the Japanese Prime Minister stepped down.
Well, Shreya, if we talk about Ishiba, yes, Ishiba-led LDP lost the majority. The coalition lost the majority in the upper house of Japan in July. Since then, there have been murmurs and then uproar within LDP for his exit. Senior leaders and critics and veterans have been demanding his exit, openly demanding his exit, but he was firm. Ishiba was firm that I am not going to resign. He kept on saying that there is a national crisis. This whole negotiation with Washington is going on. I cannot take a step back right now. On Friday, the negotiations got over. Japan successfully got the tariff lowered on its key sectors. And now Ishiba says that my objective is achieved and hence I am taking a step back. In a way, what we are given to understand, this was an honorable exit that Ishiba was looking at, that he got on Friday. What we are given to understand, former Prime Minister of Japan, Suga, and Agriculture Minister of Japan met Ishiba on Saturday and actually told him that, it's time to quit. And that's when Ishiba decided, when the close aides are not going to stand with him, it's time for him to quit. What now we are given to understand that LDP will have an emergency leadership meeting and an election for the next Prime Minister within the party. The two frontrunners, what we are given to understand, is Sanai Takaichi, who happens to be a veteran leader of LDP and is one of the front runners. The other one being Shigeru Komuzu, who is right now the Agriculture Minister of Japan. These two leaders are going to be the front runners as per the mock polls that have taken place in Japan for the popularity of leaders. Remains to be seen how things unfold from here after Ishiba, how LDP behaves and how it goes into the next election. Remember, one of the biggest setback came to Ishiba when the party leaders decided that if Ishiba does not resign, we will resign and
That's right,
call for an
Rishabh. So
early
to prevent
election.
that split within the LDP is also one of the biggest reasons why Shigeru Ishiba has stepped down. Rishabh, thanks very much for joining us and getting us a perspective